right. There we go.
What's up, Mike?
Yep. We're here.
All right, my man. It's a pleasure to be a guest on your show, man. It's an honor.
Yeah, it is. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yes. But I think you got something good here, and I think it's going to be a good thing for you. So let's get started, my man.
Yes, let's go. Hello, guys. We're here with Rick Leigh from RL Strength and Conditioning. But
that's right. Started RL Strength and Conditioning. My name's Rick Leigh. It's a free program for the youth of the Ohio Valley to get better at boxing, lifting weights, cardio, strength and conditioning, and skills. Started that to get the kids out of the houses, off the streets, away from drugs and crime. Hopefully that, we keep getting the numbers that we do to keep helping the kids of the Valley. And so far it's been very successful, and I've been enjoying it. Yep. So what kind of questions you got for me, Big Mike?
How long have you been doing boxing in general?
I've been boxing and fighting all my life. My dad was a fighter, my pap was a fighter. So I've been boxing and fighting all my life. I always liked it. I liked the aggression. I liked how it's only you. You don't have to count on no teammates. You don't have to count on anybody. I competed in tough men contests, kickboxing. I got runner-up in the National Kickboxing Championship in Columbus. I boxed in a tough man, boxed some amateur fights. Never turned pro. Just never wanted to go that route. I did it for therapy, really. Just the fighting mechanism of it, to get my aggression and anger out and to make me feel better. I would go and box pros at the gym, boxed a lot of pros, boxed with all the pros from the Valley, Ronnell Green, Eric Bledsoe, Mike Napple was my trainer. So I boxed with a lot of pros, and I would go over and just box with them and just love every minute of it, but never had an interest in turning pro myself. I just did it so I can defend myself and keep my mind right.
Yeah, that's pretty good there. Now, here's something.
Well, thank you. You're doing good yourself, man. I'm proud with what you have done so far. I'm proud with the enthusiasm that you come in with. You're always positive and you're working hard. So I am proud of you, and I'm proud of you for having this show too.
Yeah. That's just something I've wanted to do. I wanted to be a YouTuber and stuff. That's something I had a goal for. And it's actually been true. It actually came true because we're actually planning another trip this summer.
That's right.
For Hatfield McCoy's.
That's right. Oh, that's going to be sweet, man. And I'm a firm believer in whatever you want to do with your life and whatever your dreams are, to go out and conquer them. I never think you should shy away from your dreams because of challenges, or it might be too hard or too much time. You just have to chase those dreams. Them dreams are your dreams for a reason, Mike. So I'm very proud of you for living them out and trying to get this up and running. And I'm going to do the best that I can to help your podcast and your business and recommend friends to you and stuff. But this is big, man, and I'm so proud you're chasing your dreams, because that's what we preach over there, man, is to follow your dreams and your passion and give it 100%, and you always do. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, Janine's now saying something about the streams lagging, because it will be just because of how I'm doing it on a whole bunch of platforms and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they'll be able to watch it anyway after it, because it'll be posted as a more regular video.
Heck yeah, we'll share that, man. Share it all over the place. So if they can't, tune in and hear it, we'll definitely share it and make sure everybody gets to see it.
Yeah, like half the people around here are you interested in videos, some aren't. Just like getting outdoors for is the thing. For
Yes.
example, like sports. You yourself, you have a bunch of kids that actually do sports.
Yeah.
Like
As in
in
kids that are my kids
yeah, he
or
does
kids in
them.
the program.
Kids in the program. You have a bunch of people that does them in
Yeah.
the program. And I'll be a new one that does it this year.
Yep. Yes. Yes, I know. As you spoke with me, you're going to go into football, man, which I'm very, very happy for you to do. And I think you're going to do good with it, man. And I think it's at first, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge getting the movement down and what you have to do and who you have to block and your assignments. But once you do that, you're going to conquer that because I see that in you at the gym. You're always getting better at what you do. And when you first came, you weren't absolutely as good as you are now at doing everything, but you
Yeah.
progressed into it. And I think football is going to be the same for you, man. You're going to have your good days and your bad days, but don't give up. No matter how many times you get knocked down, don't give up because you're going to make something out of yourself.
But what do you think about David Lynn being with being a Just Blaze brand ambassador?
Well, that was a big accomplishment for us. See, David, I've known David all my life, living in First Ward. Him and his family lived down the street. And so I watched David grow as a child, living in a neighborhood that we were in and going through our trials and tribulations as our own people. I had my own path and he had his, but I've always been big on taking care of the kids in the community. So when David was small, I would have him and friends come to the yard and hit mitts in the back of the yard down in First Ward and stuff. So when I started this program, it was to save kids in the valley like David, to help the kids that don't have as much guidance or needs a positive role model to be by them and help them. So I started this and I knew that times are hard around here. So I made sure that it was a free program. And David was one of my first kids. So I watched him come up through high school. I got in some trouble. I got him back on path. He ended up graduating high school and he ended up doing good with amateur boxing. Now he's 2-0 and he's got a third fight coming up April 22nd at the Moundsville Penitentiary. And with connections, I always think it's good to make connections with people. I just happened to make connections with Just Blaze Clothing in Miami, Florida from the Seth Schaefer fight. It's a bare knuckle world champion fighter that wasn't world champion at the time. We decided to go in as sponsors on him as he flew to England to fight for the world title. And he went over to England, took our logo, RL Strength and Conditioning Lines only with him, Just Blazed, Holistic Cloud, Turp House Farms, Hank's Planet, Hank's Locker Room, Planet Hank. A lot of people I met, USA, Connections, HKA, USA Boxing Equipment Maker, made connections with him. But Just Blazed and I have been talking. We get along really well. So I was communicating with him throughout the whole time of the Seth Schaefer thing, which he's the designer of the shirt, the Body Snatcher shirt that we all wore while he was fighting for the title. And we became good friends. And once he heard the story of my program coming up and a kid named David the Lionheart Lynn in it, and I kind of gave him some background information on myself and him and how I took him under my wing and we started to box and he started to change his life and how good he was doing. He got back with his girlfriend and they just had another baby and they already had little Renzo. And Just Blaze, man, and I came up with, he was like, I want to make David an ambassador of Just Blaze clothing line. And I was super pumped, being from the area we're from and him being from Miami, Paradise. And he already represents major fighters, championship fighters, and a lot of talent. And for him to add David to that family, that's why we call each other squad. If you ever watch what Billy Blaze or Jay Davis, Turp House owner, or Wallace from Just Blazed, we always consider each other, we call each other squad because we're a squad. And together we are unbreakable. And as separate, we're still unbreakable, but we're not as strong. But we're squad. So he put David on the team, man, and it's awesome. So now David gets free gear in the mail to wear, and you can purchase to help support him and his name and the brand. But he'll be rocking that Just Blaze shirt coming out April 22nd when we go down Moundsville to go 3-0 and show them what we're all about, man. Show them that you don't have to be from a certain gym, or you don't have to have a certain name with you to be strong and tough. You just have to have a heart. You have to have a heart of a champion. And I instill that in myself, and I instill that in whoever is around me. We're all winners, man. And you are going to see April 22nd, David Lynn's going to be 3-0, and he'll be rocking that Just Blaze shirt, and we're going to celebrate.
Well, that's a pretty good story. And there was something else. The RL Strength and Conditioning Bash, which is yearly, is coming up this summer. What do you have about it?
Well, this will be the third annual RL Strength and Conditioning Summer Bash. We've already had two. The first one was at Ogilby, up in the cabins, right up by the playground and pond, which was very successful. We had News Channel 7, News Channel 9 there. We had a DJ. We had face painters. We had games. We had a bouncy house, and we had a rock climbing. Then the second year, RL Strength and Conditioning, we threw a bash for the second year, and it was behind the Holistic Cloud and Jackie Unique Treats in Bel Air, which we doubled the first one. We had bouncy house. We had swimming pools full of drinks and pops. We had all you can eat food buffet. We had a face painter. We had a dunk tank. We had a DJ. We had free giveaways, and we ended up doubling what we did the first year. So we had over 350 people packed behind the Holistic Cloud and Jackie Unique Treats. We let the community come together, and we threw everything for free to celebrate the victory of the second year and all the hard work you kids put in, and also to celebrate the overcoming of that year and how we conquered it. So it was a big celebration for all the kids and people who participated in the program, and a big celebration for the community. We took care of Bel Air that night. If you came to us behind there, you got to get your face painted. You got to get your picture drawn. You got to get free food. You got to play bouncy house. You got to dance. So it was really, really amazing to see that done. Now, this year is going to be the third year. And every year now, I'm expecting to double it or triple the last year. So this is going to be the mega one. So we have a spaghetti dinner set up for, let's see, what is it? So let's see, March 18th on a Saturday. And so it'll be March 18th on a Saturday. And we will have $8 for a ticket, and that will get you spaghetti. That will get you a salad, and that will get you a drink and a roll. And we're going to have raffle baskets, tons of them from local businesses, as like the Holistic Cloud. We're going to have raffle baskets to all the restaurants in town for gift cards to eat there. And what was really cool was the Pittsburgh Steelers reached out to us. They're sending a giant picture signed and autographed by Cameron Haywood in a really nice frame, which we'll raffle off. It'll be a $1 a ticket or 6 for 5. We also have the Pittsburgh Pirates sent us 2 VIP club seats that we will be raffling. The Cleveland Browns sent 4 tickets to the Browns game. The Washington Wild Things sent 4 tickets to their game that we'll be raffling off. Pittsburgh Penguins got back to me, and they will be sending something. I don't know what it is yet. It has not arrived. And the Cleveland Cavaliers will be sending something. Now, what the Cleveland Cavaliers might send us is free admission to the whole program. And at halftime, they will call us out onto the court and announce our program in front of the halftime at the Cleveland Cavs game. That's one option. Or they're going to send tickets or club tickets. Now, so, I mean, we got amazing gifts. We're going to have hair product gifts, baskets by Myrtle Beach Tanning Salon for the women. We're going to have a lot of raffle tickets and raffle baskets available, and we're going to have a DJ. We are going to have a good night. You come out for $8, you get a nice meal, and for a couple extra bucks, you get a chance to win these nice gifts and show the youth of the Valley that you love them and support them. So that's big.
Yes, it is. Because I know there's the spaghetti dinner, which is just in March, isn't even that far around the corner. And I know when you said
Yeah, you're
Cleveland
right.
Browns, I was just right on there for next year.
Yep, you were right on there. And you'll have a chance to win that too, man. So make sure you get a ticket in there, because it would be nice for you and your family to go to the Browns game. You don't even know who they're going to play yet. And that would be really cool, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I have to ask, but I'm on a free plan for this, so I got 6 minutes left of the meeting just because I don't have pay for it. But it lasted 40 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
There's something that I was asking my pep. I'm like, we're going to have to win that Cleveland Browns one there.
Yep. So as me being a guest, man, tell me more about your future on this podcast. What do you want to do with this podcast? Who do you want to reach, and what kind of things do you want to preach on your podcast?
I might sound crazy on this one, but I was thinking about getting some people like Ideal Provisions on here. Maybe some sponsors for a podcast.
That's a good idea.
When I do like audio podcasts, I can actually like give them ads or add like just ads in particular in the video. And it's been very fun having you on here, because this is my first.
Oh, well, it's podcast. A pleasure being on here. I enjoy being on here, and it was an honor for me to come on here for you. I always like to ask whoever I'm speaking to, what's your visions? What's your goals with this podcast? Because I like to try to help your goals and your visions come to light. So I will send people your way that I know in the community, and I will support you, and I will help this podcast grow. So I'm excited for this, man.
Yeah, I'm planning actually to get merch for my main channel and this. Then my goals like to be like Steven Novani, I don't know how his name is pronounced, and like the Brandcast thing that you actually did this past weekend. That's something that I'm into. Like, I was watching that. That was actually pretty cool. Like, maybe in the future, man, I can get my own studio or something like that.
Yeah. And the Brandcast was awesome. And it really, he really had it set up nice. And I'm hoping for that to boom too. And of course, your show and anybody. I think building together is the best way. It's like when I was young playing basketball, the coach would always say, as one pencil, you're strong and you might score some points, but you're breakable. But as 12 pencils together, You can't be broken. So I like to build bridges, man, with people and build connections, because I think that's the way. I think with the community coming together and the valley coming together, we can make some waves with podcast and my program, RL Strength and Conditioning, and local businesses. That's the way to build. Hogging a business or all the proceeds to yourself is not the way. Being greedy, shedding love and care and being kind to people, man, that's the way. That's where it's at, and that's what I believe. So anything I can do to help this show or my people in the community, I'm definitely down for.
Yeah, because people, that's one thing. People like to do this stuff for fun. I encourage these kids around, just in general, just to get outside. I can't say anything for myself because I like to be on electronics too much. Maybe even I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's the
start
new
doing
era,
it.
man. The electronics are big.
I'm going to start setting my own limit too, and maybe work out every once in a while, or every other day. Because Wednesday, I can't wait for training there.
Good.
There's
And
many.
you're doing awesome.
Yeah, like,
And that's what I recommend. Just what you said. That's success. You have a plan and you have steps that you're willing to take, and you have this set up in your mind. And you being so young and having this, that's signs that you're going to be very successful when you grow up, man. And I always enjoy talking to you at the gym. So when you told me about your podcast, I'm like, bring me on, man. We'll get this popping and let the valley see the vision that you have, because man, for your vision to work, you got to put it down on something. You got to put it down on paper. You have to paint it. And that's what you're doing right here with your podcast. You're painting your vision. And with a little bit of TLC, man, a little bit of water, a little bit of love and care, you're going to grow. You're going to grow this podcast and you're going to do great things. And I got your back, and I know a lot of other people will too. So I'm very proud of you, and especially at your age. You know, you're young, and you're in middle school, and you know, I see a lot of good things in you, man. So that's awesome. Congratulations.
yep. Then, well, I'm kind of in high school technically, but they consider me middle school, junior high, even though I don't really get that. But I
Well,
got,
you're originally middle school. Now I ain't talking about your excellent brain skills that put you in high school technically because you're very smart, but I'm just telling you, you know, you're in middle school. You have a body of a middle schooler, and you're going to grow into a man, and you're going to be very successful because you have a good vision in your mind.
well, I think that's all for today because I only got a few, like 30 seconds left. So, well, let's just say this was a great talking to you, and it was a big pleasure with you, Rick.
Yes, sir. Big pleasure. Thank you for having me on. Remember, lions only. Whatever you put your mind to and conquer, you know, focus, put your mind to it, and you shall conquer it. And RL Strength and Conditioning. Any kids out there that's looking to